Well, I'm about ready to go. I did things a little bit differently this morning. Instead of packing up everything, putting it on the bike, then going out for breakfast and then leaving from there, I'm still waiting for one of my GoPro batteries to charge. I put it in this morning and it was completely dead and it's still charging. So I figured I'd go to breakfast, come back, maybe it'll be done by the time I got back. It's not done yet. So at least that gave me something to do while I was waiting around instead of just sitting here and watching TV or something stupid. But the other thing that sucks too is that I have to use my laptop and the USB port to charge the GoPro battery. So I can't even put my laptop away. If I could put my laptop away, I could get my big trunk bag out on the bike and get that set up. But it's just kind of a waiting game. Okay, I'm ready to go. I completely forgot. I was going to stop off at the Hot Springs National Park, ride around the park for a little bit, and get a stamp. All right, let's go do that real quick. Okay, that was a nice ride up the drive. Tight corners, kind of steep at times. Sorry if I got white all over me. I still got I put sunscreen on this morning, so my face was probably pretty white. But I'm here at the observation tower, and you know, this park is kind of odd. It's in the middle of the town. It's not, you know, 50 miles outside of town. I mean, I was driving through town, and let me tell you, Hot Springs, Arkansas is a beautiful city. Okay, I got to the downtown area, and oh my God, the buildings, and the houses, and everything, just amazing. Almost kind of reminded me of like the French Quarter down in Louisiana. So yeah, it's really quite something. But you know, once I get up into the observation tower, I'll show you what I mean about this park being in the middle of the town. So I'm just kind of waiting for the doors to open. They don't open until 9, and it's like 5 minutes to. So, in fact, well, I got some time. Down the driveway, there was a little gazebo thing set up. I might walk down there just to check it out real quick. Okay, down at the bottom of the tower's driveway is this, I don't know. I call it a gazebo. I don't know what else to call it. It's pretty big for a gazebo. Let's see what kind of view we got here. Oh yeah, this is nice. A little bit of a dewy haze sitting on the treetops yet. Okay, so as you can see, all the buildings down there. I mean, there's a big hotel right there. It's basically right at the base of this this little mountain. I think I was staying somewhere right around in this area. Sorry if there's a lot of wind noise. It's blowing pretty good today. Alright, let's go back up to the main tower and see what the view is like up there.
Hot Springs National Park in every direction. On Bathhouse Row, the bunk staff is the only continually operating bathhouse, which has offered hot baths and spa services since 1912. The Quapaw, notable for its distinctive dome, offers more modern bathing and spa services. It reopened several years ago after being closed for more than 20 years. Bathhouse Row represents a long series of bathhouses built to bring the hot waters of the federally protected springs to visitors, with varying degrees of luxury. The first structures built for this purpose were put up in the 1800s, but none of those structures still stand. Many iterations of bathhouses have taken the place of those lost to the various floods and fires of Hot Springs history.
Okay, I'm on top of the tower. I'm at the top of the tower. I can't go any higher up. My bike is way, way down there. Top of the mountain is right over there. And it's windy up here, so I apologize for any wind noise. But this is what I mean. This is the park right here. There's the city. The wind's actually blowing my shirt up. I don't know if you can hear me through the wind, but the peak over on that side is also part of the Hot Springs Park, and it circles all the way around. There is a second floor, and I think it's just all caged in. It'll be like this room here, but you know, out where the railings are out there. So let's go downstairs and check the second floor. Okay, so yeah, this is all enclosed. It's still the same size as what's above, but we got history of the town, the springs, you know, what they were used for, how they were used. They talk about fires that they've had here, just a lot of different stuff, floods. They talk about the tower, when it was built. So yeah, just a lot of information. No, I'm not going to sit here and read them all either. So basically, if you follow that drag that kind of goes up that direction, I was in a hotel maybe, gosh, I think it was only like a mile and a half up. In fact, I think you can see the building that I was in. Yeah, let me zoom in on it. Okay, that Days Inn right there, that was my hotel. That's where I stayed last night. And just I just drove down the road. Went through the downtown area. And I gotta tell you, that downtown area is just beautiful. Actually, right on the other side of this ridge, there's more buildings. So it comes down through here. You actually turn at this intersection here, and then keep on coming up this way. yeah, it's a pretty fascinating place. But I got a lot of riding to do today. I got 3 hours before I get to Graceland, and thinking by the time I get there, I'm going to probably want lunch first, so I'll probably get my lunch and then go to Graceland. You know, I always got to put priorities in place. Food first. Okay, he did have a shot glass for me, but he's not actually part of the park service, which kind of doesn't make sense. It's in the middle of the park. You think it would be. So he does not have a cancellation stamp. I actually have to go downtown to a visitor center down there to get the cancellation stamp. Okay, I found the visitor center for the Hot Springs National Park. It's right on the corner of Mountain Road. That's that little road going up right there. And this main drag is called Central. And that's how I know I found it. Unfortunately, though, I can't park my bike on this side of the street to get a picture of it, so this is just going to have to do. Alright, let's go inside and get my passport. The guy said they had a gift shop a couple of doors down too, but I already got my shot glass, so I'm not too worried about that. Alright, the ranger down in the main lobby of the visitor center. This is the Fortis visitor center, and you can walk around. You know, tiled floors everywhere, tile going halfway up the walls. But he says, "Oh, you gotta at least go up and see this, and you gotta go see that. Because you gotta go up to the 3rd floor and look at the stained glass ceiling." So I'm now on the 3rd floor. There's a bathhouse right here. Wow, actual crane system to lower people down into it. Yeah, nice stained glass. Very calming, very relaxing. This is what this place was supposed to be for. I guess I can call this the parlor room. That freaked me out. We had a mannequin sitting in that chair there. I thought that was actually a person. At first I thought it was a dentist office, and it's a hair salon. Massage room. Oh wow. I think that's a electroshock therapy machine. At least that's what I'm assuming it is. I'm not saying it is, but... Sorry. Electromassage. Not shock therapy, that's completely different, I guess. The accommodations in a personal room. This is the gym that I had to work out in. Now, I forgot who said worked out in here, but a couple of famous athletes have actually had to work out in here. I think he said Hank Aaron's worked out in here. I don't know if that's right. I might got that wrong. Babe Ruth has worked out in here. just a few people here. I feel like I'm on one of those ghost hunting shows. Here, that's there. Now I'm ghost hunting. Where's all the ghosts? Oh, here's a shower room. This is one of the locker rooms. Apparently you could have gotten out on the porch and had a little bit of a social gathering out there. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, you know what? This is the ladies' dressing room. Ooh. Massage rooms. So this is the men's dressing room. You know what? Let's get out of ghost mode here. There we go. Now we can go back into normal mode. Again, you can go outside and socialize. Smaller lockers instead of having a dressing cubicle. Alright, hell, I've come this way. I might as well go all the way down to the basement, right? Some funky stairs. Ooh, boiler room. Ooh. That's the elevator motor. It runs the cables and everything for the elevator. Made sure their water was nice and hot. That's actually the hot spring coming up through the ground. I'm trying to figure out the crystals here. And there's some up here. Don't know if those were placed there or what. Okay, I'm back up on the first floor. Now this is the bath hall. So we got different rooms with tubs. So this is basically the main bathhouse. Yeah, some pretty cool looking control valves over here. That's a shower. That's a shower that most women dream of having. You got a head up there, you got 4 of them going around your body. Like I said, I think these are all nickel plated. I probably shouldn't have reached over and touched them like that. Nice little statue here. You know, very, very sexist, you know, the girl down on her knees giving the guy a bowl in the shape of a duck. I'm assuming it's supposed to be like discovering the fountain of youth. That's what I'm assuming it's supposed to be. Alright, let's go around this way. Ooh, steam room. Okay, so steam chambers. have this room labeled as hydrotherapy. Again, a couple more steam rooms, steam cabinets. More controls. I'm assuming, given that all the hoses are facing this way, it's for shooting stuff into there. Yeah, I want a bath I want a tub like this. Look at the size of that thing. I could get in that thing no problem. I want a tub like that. This is labeled a cooling room. So after getting all hot and stuff in your saunas and your baths, you can just go in there and relax and cool down. And I think that's the end of my tour. I'm back at the door where I started. Alright, that was fun. So walking around the bathhouse is kind of cool. Got to see a few things. And very nice building. I'm glad they're keeping it up. Alright, gotta get on the bike. Keep going over to Memphis. Stopped at a Lowe's or a Love's and picked up a shot glass before I got out of Arkansas, because I've only got probably got only about 40 miles or so before I actually get to Tennessee. I gotta get on the highway. Well, I'm here at Graceland, and truthfully right now it really doesn't look like much. Yeah, I gotta get inside and see what it's like. You know, I was expecting to pull up to you know, the front entrance to his mansion and tour inside, and it's basically, you know, converted, you know, commercial buildings. Maybe the you know, the house is still here. You gotta get past all these facades first, but you know, let's see what it has. Okay, so I just came in through the gate down there. This building over here looks like a restaurant. This building over here looks like a souvenir shop. So let's go into the Welcome to Graceland entrance and see what they have. The front wall in front of Graceland, the sidewalk. So Graceland is right up there. All right, so I'm counting the day here at Graceland. A lot more than I thought it was going to be. You know, I thought it was going to be a tour of the house, see a couple of costumes, a couple of cars, and that was going to be it. But they've got a lot here. So I need to get on the road. Oh, okay, so I made it to Dyersburg, Tennessee, at a nice cheap hotel. I had a good day. I had a very good day. It was better than I thought it was going to be. And I love days like that. Started out, I was just a mile and a half from Hot Springs National Park, and I was able to get up and drive around the park a little bit. I didn't get to see the whole park. I didn't want to waste that much time, but I went up in the tower. That was pretty cool. Windy as hell. Oh, I tried to do some recording out on that balcony. I haven't even looked at the footage to see what it looks like or what it sounds like. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could probably use some of it just as video, but I don't think I'm going to be able to use the sound on it at all. Then down on the second floor, they had a lot of information there. Of course, I didn't go around and read all of it. I didn't have that kind of time. So I was just picking up highlights here and there, some titles, and just stuff like that. A few pictures, and then I was on my way out. The guy at the gift shop did have a shot glass for me, so I was able to pick up a Hot Springs shot glass. I'm going to show in a separate video. I'm going to kind of do an end of the trip video. I've never really done something like that before, but you'll see all my shot glasses and any other stories that might come to mind when I'm going through all my footage and piecing together the video. I might all of a sudden stop and go, oh yeah, I remember this happened, and I'll probably do an end of the trip video just to kind of finalize everything and tell a couple more stories. It's actually been kind of interesting, the people that I've been meeting on this trip. I just went out and grabbed a soda out of the machine down the way, and I came walking back and I wanted to check my mileage. I put the key in and I was checking it, and two guys were standing right there in the very next parking stall right next to my bike. And one of the guys goes, wow, that's a sweet ride. It's like, yeah, thanks a lot, man. You want to know where I was from? I go, I'm from Beloit, Wisconsin. Wisconsin? He goes, I'm from Wisconsin. I go, yeah? He goes, yeah, I'm from Jefferson. It's like, well, holy shit, what about that? I go, I'm from Beloit. Yeah, I know where Beloit is. In fact, he's a car dealer. He must do something with car dealerships. I don't know what. I don't know if he delivers cars or what he does exactly. He goes, yeah, I just made a car deal up in Beloit. It's like, what are the frickin' odds? It seems like everywhere I've been going, I've been running into people from Wisconsin, or at least down in the Chicago area. I was in Arizona, and I was traveling to Flagstaff. I might be mistaken about that. I think it was the day, I can't remember. It's all blurring into one. I can remember sitting in a gas station. I just passed the car, just up the road a little bit. it was hot and stuff like that. I didn't need gas, but I just wanted something to drink. So I pulled into the gas station just to get a Gatorade. That car pulled in behind me. I get in there and I get my Gatorade and I come back out and I'm kind of standing out by my bike and the guy from the car comes up and he's an older gentleman and he goes, I saw your plates, you're from Wisconsin? I go, yeah, I was out here partying with some friends in Nevada and I'm making my way home. I'm just going a long way to get home. And he goes, God, where was he from? He was from Fond du Lac. He's like, no kidding, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, I got some relatives that still live up in that area. And, you know, it's just amazing. There was another guy, I was sitting there talking to him, and I think that was in the Petrified Forest, and he was from Chicago. And, you know, then I was at the rally itself, and, oh, God, I'm sorry I forgot your names. But a couple of people from the rally, they're like, well, we lived in Wisconsin, so when they took the group photo for the chapters, they came up and stood with me for the group photo. I thought that was kind of cool. I'm sorry, I cannot remember your names. It pisses me off that my memory's that bad. I can remember a few names. I mean, I remember when I was at the rally, a couple of days later, they're gone. I didn't take a lot of video while I was riding. One, traffic. It seems like either the traffic was heavy or I was going through construction areas. The wind was also blowing again today. It didn't seem as bad though. I mean, there were times where it was, but then there were times where it wasn't. It was kind of odd. I'm sitting there watching the tops of the trees and they're just blowing like crazy. And I'm coming up to a field and I'm kind of bracing myself for that wind impact. It's not there. It's like, okay, that's odd. But then, you know, I get 4 or 5 miles down the road and there's another field and I'm like just cruising along. I was like, so yeah, it was just kind of weird. You know, sometimes the wind would affect me and sometimes it wouldn't. But it was to the point where I didn't have my GoPro on and I didn't want to hold the handheld, you know, this camera, because I was afraid that the wind would rip it out of my hand. So I didn't get a whole lot of driving shots or anything like that. Or I took plenty of pictures at Graceland. But anyway, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. I did get into Memphis, and of course I went for lunch right away because I was coming past like 1 o'clock. And I was getting hungry, and Memphis has barbecue. That's what they're kind of known for. So I went to a place, had great reviews, you know, great star ratings on Google and stuff like that. I got there, it was okay, it was good. Mine's better. I actually like the barbecue in Arizona, in Flagstaff. I like that barbecue better than the others. Though I still have St. Louis to do yet, and that's tomorrow. So I'll have barbecue again tomorrow, and I'll see what it's like. Now, I haven't had the exact same thing at each barbecue place, okay? The one in Kansas City, I did ribs and chicken. The one in Arizona, I did a brisket sandwich. VJ's barbecue that we had during the rally, I had ribs. Today I had pulled pork sandwich with a couple of ribs, and we'll just see what I do tomorrow. Might again be another pulled pork sandwich or something like that. Usually you can tell a barbecue place no matter what you get. Okay, whatever you order, you're going to know if it's going to be good or not. If they're going to make one thing really super good and everything else is crap, then you're never going to go there again. So to me, going to a barbecue place, everything's good. Everything is going to be at that same level. The barbecue shop that I stopped at, that's the name of the place, the barbecue shop, it was good. I could taste the smoke, I could taste the seasoning, and it had good sauce that went with it. Was it spectacular? No, I wouldn't go out of my way to go down there and get it. You know, if I happen to be driving by or driving through the city kind of in that area, I might go, hey, I remember the place over there. But at the same time, it might be like, you know, let me try someplace else. That's kind of the way I took the barbecue shop. And I mean, they were ranked one of the best barbecue places in America according to a sign out front. You know, according to the Food Network, one of the best barbecue places in America. Maybe my standards are just too high. I don't know. I do mine. I love my ribs. Then I go to other barbecue shops and it's like they just fall short. I don't know. Sometimes they just don't put enough seasoning onto it, and you know they want the flavor of the meat to. Well, you can't just rely on the flavor of the meat. Seasonings and herbs and stuff like that are there to enhance the experience, enhance the flavors, and I just don't know. I don't get it. After lunch though, went to Graceland, and I thought Graceland was going to be like the Harry Truman house. You know, I thought I was going to pull up to the front gate, pay a fee, go in there, go into a parking lot somewhere, get out, you know, maybe pay another fee to get actually into the mansion and take a tour, and that was going to be it. I had no idea how big Graceland has actually gotten. When you pull in, you're not pulling up into the mansion itself. You're pulling up into a highly commercialized museum. Okay, that's what all those outer buildings all were. There was a snack shop, there was a full restaurant, lots of gift shops. I mean, I'll get into that in a little bit. But anyway, I go in, I see what's available. You can do just a house tour, you know, just the Graceland, or you can do the Elvis experience, which I voted for. It was an extra $15 or something like that. So that's what I got. So far I've paid $10 to park. I get in, I paid another $60 for my admission ticket. And one thing that kind of got me, they kind of did this with me at the Antelope Canyon, in that they were getting on me about having this camera because it looks like a video camera. I mean, the tour guide had no problem with it, but when this one lady, she goes, well, you can't take that on the tour. That's a video camera. You can't take videos. Sorry, but people have cell phones. Cell phones can take videos nowadays. Well, that's exactly what happened at Graceland. I paid for my ticket. I had this camera out on the counter, paid for my ticket. Nobody said a word that I couldn't take that. Went in to watch a little movie before the tour starts. Again, holding onto that camera, I pull out my tickets, I should give it to the security person there. Bleep, they scan me in. Okay, you're good to go. Go ahead and sit down and watch the movie. They didn't see a word about having this camera. Movie's done. We're going to go out onto the tour bus now. We're all loading up and everything like that, and they're bleeping tickets again. Bleep, bleep. And I go in and I hand the guy my ticket. He goes, oh, you can't have that. So I'm holding like 5 things. It's like, what can't I have? He goes, you can't have that camera. He said, that's a projector camera. Well, what do you mean? It's not a projector. It doesn't project anything. It records. He goes, well, you can't do any video recording here. It's like, that's fine. I can just use it to take still shots. It's not just a video camera. He goes, nope, you can't have that. I go, why hasn't anybody else said it? I go, well, I bought my ticket. Nobody said anything. I went into the movie. Nobody said anything. He goes, that's not their job. He's like, well, that's fine. But, my big thing is I've gone through 3 or 4 security people now, and nobody has said a word about me having this camera until you. Well, that's not their job, what I say goes. It's like, well, that's fine. It's just that I wish I would have known. I wouldn't even have been carrying the camera around. How do I do this? Do I leave? Are you going to hold the bus for me? Or, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I have a slated time that I have to take my tour, that type of thing. The guy goes, well, come here. And he took me into this little room, and they had a little locker. Literally, it was probably about that big. He goes, well, you can put it in here. So he opened up the door, I put my camera in there, he closed the door, locked it, and gave me the key. He goes, when you get back from your tour, just bring the key back and I'll give it back to you. And as I'm walking out, I go, so what's the big deal about having that type of camera? I go, well, it takes video. Cell phones take video nowadays. What the hell? I don't understand this. He goes, well, I don't make the rules. Well, it's something that you need to bring up to somebody then. Because if the rule is that you're not supposed to have video equipment, I could have been holding my cell phone taking video almost all damn day. But anyway, it's like, you know, it just boggles my mind. It pisses me off. Got on the tour bus. Now, Graceland is actually across the street. And I did not know this about Graceland. It's on US Highway 51. The same US Highway 51 that cuts through Beloit, goes up into Janesville and Edgerton and stuff like that, that goes right past Graceland. Elvis Presley used to ride motorcycles and golf carts and stuff up and down 51 all the time. You know, so I think that's kind of cool. You know, that's another attachment to Wisconsin. Anyway, got into the house. Lots of information. Basically, they give you this little tablet with headphones, which I'm trying to figure out because they give you the tablet and then it's an audio thing. I never looked at my tablet. The only time I ever looked at the tablet is when I was done with the room. I slid the little thing to go to the next room. I never looked at it. Apparently there were some special features you could do with it. I really wasn't interested in those. I wanted to get as many pictures of the house and stuff as I could. You know, I would prefer just to have a almost like a audio recording thing they'd, you know, carry around or something like that. And then when you go to the next room, you just click a button and go to the next room. The house was actually pretty interesting. It's left exactly how it was when he died. You know, you could tell it's very dated. You know, it's from that 50s, 60s, 70s era. You know, it's just, you know, shag carpeting everywhere. He had, you know, just just odd. You know, kind of cool in a way, but odd in the same way. The other thing that kind of ticked me off is we weren't allowed upstairs. You know, downstairs, the main level in the basement, that was where friends and family and everybody could congregate, you know, and stuff like that. But then the upstairs was like Elvis's personal space. You know, nobody really went upstairs to see him. You know, when he was getting ready for a concert or something like that, he would get ready up there and prep himself and then come downstairs for work. So basically, they wanted to say that the upstairs is still Elvis's. You know, it's his space. We're not going to intrude on his space. All right. I personally believe that, you know, they don't want people going up there and going, well, that's the bathroom where he died in. You know, I personally think that that's more of the reason. Saw all the grounds. Saw an office where he had a secretary, staff, and stuff working for him, and his other places. Then, of course, I eventually got around to the memorial site. He is buried on Graceland with a few people. And I didn't know this either, but Elvis actually had a twin that died at birth. And that twin's name is Jesse. I got a picture of his grave as well. It said during the audio tour, because John Stamos was actually doing the narration for the tour, he said that the name Jesse and his character in Full House was based off of Elvis's twin brother. So that's kind of interesting to know that. Once I was done with the tour, got back on the bus, headed back over into you know, all the other museum buildings are. That's where it really got really big for me. You know, I knew he was a famous singer. I knew that he was into a lot of stuff and whatnot. All the things that they had his cars and his motorcycles, snowmobile. Hell, they even had a sled. You know, just a two-rung wooden sled. I mean, they don't even make those kind anymore. They had this Jeep that was pink, and he bought these little Jeeps, the little Woody Jeeps, you know, military style, but they were all pink, and he got them for his security staff to drive around the property and stuff like that. Saw the famous pink Cadillac. He had a Ferrari, a convertible GM. They had that there. They had a couple of Rolls Royces. I mean, they had a lot of stuff. And then from there was a gift shop. Basically every aspect of the museum, his cars, his music career, his entertainment career, how it affected other artists, all this other stuff. Each one of them had its own gift shop, and each one of them had different stuff in their gift shop. So if you're going through the car museum part, you're not going to find that little pink Cadillac car into the entertainment section. Okay? So you'd have to basically go around the whole museum, go through the shops, figure out what you want, finish going through, and then go back to the shops and then get what you want. Otherwise, you'd have to buy it there, carry it around with you. There is a main gift shop that you can go into, and that has basically a little bit of everything. I don't think it had everything. I think it had some of it, little bits and pieces here and there, but I think you actually have to go into each area's gift shop to see everything that they had. I picked up my shot glass. I found one that I liked. Picked up my mom a magnet, and so that came to $8 or $10 or something like that. Well, it was so hot outside, it's like, well, I'm going to go over to the little malt shop thing that they had here. They had a place that sold ice cream and snacks and stuff like that. I just went in and I bought a soda for $3, a 20-ounce bottle of soda for $3. I was sitting there thinking about it. Of all the money I spent to park, the admission, my little trinkets, I probably spent $100 by myself. I'm not paying for the wife and the kids and stuff like that. So just for myself, $100. I mean, for crap's sakes, you're paying $10 just to park. Like I said, you can park 2 or 3 blocks over, I suppose, if you can find a place to let you park. But I just don't see, the reason. Then you go in and you pay another $60 to take the tour. Like I said, I got the bigger tour package. I think the smaller one, I think that's still around $50. Just the price of things are just getting astronomically high, and it's pissing me off. It's almost to the point where, when I'm driving Uber, I get a $20 tip. It's like, really, that's it? After Graceland, I left after I finished my soda, and it was hot outside. I had to drive through Memphis, which wasn't bad, but I was up on the interstate. And it was right around 3 o'clock, so there was a little bit of rush hour traffic. It was a little congested, but at least the direction I was going seemed to be decently light. I could do the speed limit. Got on County 14, drove through the country for a while. Actually ended up reconnecting with 51 a bit farther north. Basically ended up here in Dyersburg. So that was pretty much my day. It was kind of funny too, because I was coming up into town and I haven't had pizza this whole trip, so I've been about 2 weeks without any pizza. I think, damn, I'm kind of craving a pizza. I pulled up to the hotel, there's a Pizza Hut right next door. I guess that's a sign from God. I'm getting pizza. Pizza Hut pizza's not great, but it'll do in a pinch. And being that I could just walk over there to get it, why not? Well, I'm gonna go. I got stuff to do and get ready for it. I want to watch a little TV before crashing for the night. Okay, so here's what I've got so far. I'm up to 4,910 miles even, which means I did 303.1 miles today. I knew this day was going to be a lot later because I wanted to give myself ample time at Graceland, and I actually stayed a little bit later than I thought I would, and I tell you, my feet were killing me walking around in those boots. Oh, those boots are not meant for walking. Okay, that's it. I'm going to bed, watch some TV, relax. See you guys in the morning.